Hey everyone, thanks again for joining another Slim Sports interview. As always, I'm your host, JD, and joining me today is a 6'8" forward that is fulfilling his dream, making his way to the Division I level, playing for Delaware State next season. My guy, my brother, the rebounding machine, Wesley Oba. How's it going, Wes?
Second half on Saturday. Nice defense again, and here comes another slam. It's Wesley Oba.
What's good, my guy? What's good, Jay? Man, how are you, man? How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to have you on. You're a close friend of mine. I'm so excited for you getting to play at the Division I level. I know this has been a dream of yours, and you were finally fulfilling it. Congrats on that. After a great season at the junior college level for Florida Southwestern, this past season you averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds a game, shooting 55% from the field on a stacked roster. You're one of 6 guys that already signed to the Division I level. And then you guys still have 2 more coming up. And so like 8 guys from this year's team alone going Division I. Talk to me real quick about what it's been like this past year and a half for you being a part of Florida Southwestern's program.
Like obviously I was a mid-season transfer, so obviously I came in January to the school, and obviously I couldn't play for that first semester I was here, so it was a great time just getting to know everyone, getting to know, like, having a feel for the team, see how the coaches are like, seeing what they expect me for next year, and I feel obviously like me not playing a semester is like it's game reps, I didn't get my game reps in, but it's a thing of being around, for example, Kai as well, that's my brother, so it's like being around him, like it helped me a lot to just like fell into the team, gel with everyone and just prepare myself for the next season, which just passed. But yeah, summer workouts were great. Obviously we didn't make it all the way to where we wanted to last year, but summer workouts were great. A great transition with Coach Murph, Coach Pies, Coach Lack, Coach Hart. And then it was a good start to the season. All the guys came in the summer. We had a whole team there basically. I think we had like 2 guys missing. But yeah, it was just a great start, to the season. We was ranked second, preseason going in, and obviously it's a shame we didn't like go all the way as we would have wanted to. But this year I feel like taught all of us, like, on and off the court, how to become better individuals. Like obviously on the court, like not everyone maybe played as many minutes as they wanted to. Maybe didn't get the stats. Of course, I would love to average 12 and 7, 12 and 8, 12 and 10. But obviously our team was stacked, and it's like we got each other better in practice every day. And I feel like everyone that leaves to go to the next level or returns back to FSW is prepared, and that's like one thing that FSW has shown, like whether that's from guys going to Alabama, to Georgia, now going to the NBA, and yeah, man, it was a great stepping stone for me to just go there, get better at my game, get more of a feel for the game, and then just come and rock out now. Now it's time for Delaware State. So,
Absolutely, man. And you definitely made a huge impact for FSW. You had a great energy about you. You were a big time leader for this team, very vocal on the court. And that kind of translated from your time at the Division II level. You played for Sioux Falls during the 10 games you played before transferring in between semesters. You averaged 5 points and 8 rebounds through those first 10 games. And now you have that season at FSW under the belt from this past 2022-23 season. Were there any big differences that you've noticed between playing Division II and playing at a high-level junior college?
let me think. I feel like 2 biggest differences. One would be like my league wasn't really athletic, let me say. I feel like everyone on our team is athletic now. Everyone is mobile, everyone is big, and it's a thing of that makes it more difficult, for example, to get a rebound now, and it's athleticism is just a quicker like pace of game. My Division II was more, we was very smart and disciplined. We couldn't like gamble. Some of my teammates couldn't gamble because they weren't like athletically enough to like recover if they missed the ball. We was all in the right spots at all times. Like everyone was kind of like me in the sense of like we was all very vocal. Because like if I feel like at JUCO, even if I say like one of my teammates don't speak and it's not very vocal, we can still make up for it because we're also athletic. We all can get away with a little bit, like little things like that. Obviously at my Division II school, we weren't like that. So everyone just had to know where everyone was on the court, But then on top of that, I also would feel like talent-wise, like at JUCO, everyone is coming in with a chip on their shoulder. So like everyone's gonna get the best, trying to get the best out of themselves. And at my Division 2 school, like like we beat the #1 team in the country at that time for D2, Northwest Missouri State. We beat them, and it's a thing of we didn't have the most talented guys. We just played as a team. Whereas in JUCO, it was more of a thing of like obviously we all playing together, but we all trying to make it out. Everyone's trying to go to Division 1, and it's a thing of there's a difference between I won't say playing for yourself or for the team, but there's a difference between like trying to like show the world like, no, I can do this too. Whereas a Division 2 is like, oh, coach just said he's meant to do it. That's it. I'm just like trying to get by. So but no, I feel like that's the biggest difference between JUCO. Everyone just has a chip on their shoulder. So every day is a fight. Every practice is 100%. There's no days of slacking. We all trying to get each other better because we know if we all go 100%, there's no spot secured for me to go back to JUCO next year. Obviously, like I have to go to a 4-year school. Whereas with the guys at my D2, if they were freshmen coming in, yeah, I'm gonna be here for another 3 years at least. Like, oh, I'm gonna be here next year. So it's like more of a relief, and you play differently. But yeah, that's what I would say is the biggest difference. Obviously you can say stuff like, for me, like the weight room, I'm a big fan of the weight room. Like my Division 2 was very keen on that. And JUCO is more of a thing that you try and get your skills up. And well, yeah, I think it's the little minor differences like that make a difference between JUCO and D2.
Yeah, and I know you made that jump or to that transition, I should say, to the junior college level. And obviously you had that difference, so much more athleticism on your team, so many high level caliber teammates that you played alongside and practiced with during your first semester there. Talk about guys that you've gone against at practice, Brian Salabange, who's now at Arizona State, Jadrian Tracy, who's heading off to Oregon. And then, of course, you mentioned it before, Kai M. Cleary. He just got done at Ball State and he ended up transferring to another Division 1 school. The two of you have known each other for a very long time. I had the pleasure of interviewing Kai last year. And when I talked about you with him, his face just lit up. I see your face lighting up right now. That's your brother. Talk to me about what it was like for you to join him at FSW, even if it was just for one semester.
Previously to seeing him at FSW, that's the first time I've seen Kai in 3 years, so it's like haven't been around him in so long. So for me to come and be with him, like get a chance to come, even if it's just practice every day, even though we can't be in the court and hoop together, like it's just practice. And it's like that to me was a thing of I was in the best situation of Sioux Falls. So like that kind of was also a thing that, oh yeah, let me just go. Let me go Fort Myers, let me be with Kai. And like it was a dream come true. I get to work out with my brother every day, and there's little pointers that, because he hasn't seen me playing so long, so he's seen where I've improved, where I can still have more improvements being done. And it's like just being able to have another person next to you that, truly has best interests at heart for you, to become the best version of yourself, is a blessing, and like I feel like having the right people around you makes life easier, and being around Kai just made it like I can help him out in games, little pointers where, hey, bro, like be more balanced here, here you can attack, do all this. And it's like, we even having a stronger bond now than we'd had then, and it's like, for me, I just feel like he got the best side out of me. Like every day was a thing of let's work out every day, like let's do this. And we just want the best for each other, so like having someone like that around you is a blessing. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I know he talked very highly of you. All of your teammates talk so highly of you because of the positive attitude that you always have on the court and off the court. You're always motivating people. You were a big-time leader for this team, a team that really lost a lot of its roster from the previous season. During that first semester you played or you practiced with FSW, 6 guys from that team went on to the Division 1 level, and then a couple of other guys ended up transferring. Only 4 players came back from last year's squad, including yourself, and only one of them played the full season. You and Jadrian Tracy, the two of you guys, had to sit out because you transferred, and then Omar Rowe had some injuries. He couldn't play most of the year as well. Yeah. So you guys were coming in with very little on-court experience for FSW, but were still looked to as leaders for the program to help these newcomers out a lot. How did you really embrace that role of being a leader for this FSW team?
I feel like it's getting confidence from Coach Murph. Coach Murph has always told me, like, hey, like you work hard, and like not every day we're gonna make our shots. Not every day our shots are gonna fall. And it's a thing of like we can always work hard. And he told me like that's what you just do every day, and that's infectious to other people. So like having that confidence from all the coaching staff, Coach Wallace, Coach Lack, Coach Pies, telling me like, hey, like you just do what you do, and it's like that just gave me confidence, also talking to Bam, Jadrian, even Oma too, is like telling like between ourselves, we told ourselves like new guys coming in, they don't know what Coach Merv is like. They don't know that Coach Merv is hardcore, straight to business. Like we're not joking around here. So it's a thing of like just showing them from the beginning that this is how we do it at FSW. We got to see it last year, even though we didn't play. We practice every day. We travel with the team, like we was there all the time. And we can feel the intensity. Like when you're on the bench, you can feel it. Like, so now moving forward, having that in games now and then just bringing it on to all the guys coming in, because obviously I was the oldest guy on the team, so it's a thing of like using that maturity that I have, to help out the younger guys coming in, like just give them like words of wisdom for their future self, like there's no more, like at the end of the day, everyone's trying to make it out, go Division 1. So like lock in, that's what Coach Merv wants, just work hard and the rest will take care of itself, and stick true to the plan, and the sky's the limit at that point. But yeah, that's how I kind of feel like just having everyone again that confidence from the coaches mainly just to be like, yo, we want you to do that, so go ahead and do it, and we know you can do it. And that's the biggest thing I can say.
Yeah, and you had to be a big time leader, especially among the bigs this past season. I mentioned 6 of those guys that went on to Division 1 and then a couple transfers. Every single player in the post at the 4 or the 5 position from the first semester you were with FSW during the second half of that 2021-2022 season, all of them moved on to the Division 1 level. You talk about Brian Celebonge, Jonathan Dos Anjos, Justin Archer, even Kai. Kai played the 4 at times. He went on to Ball State. So now you're the only guy coming back to FSW that plays that 4 or 5 position, and you didn't even see time on the floor. So how did you really help this group of bigs that was so dominant this past season? How did you all really help each other be successful down low in the post?
I feel like it comes from practice, like every day in practice, like it's a thing of like we all have good relationships off the court, like there's no like hidden agendas, nobody hates each other, like we all, it's a brotherhood, so it's a thing of we all know we want the best for each other, and obviously minutes wise it went up and down for me this year, but it's a thing of like I know it was for the team's best interest, whether that's coach thought so or not. But yeah, it's just a thing of like always knowing that I know I might not play today, or I didn't play as much as I wanted to, because obviously everyone wants to play the whole game. It's not going to be possible, but that's realistic. But yeah, it's just like having a good heart and just understanding that like the person in front of you playing right now is gonna root the same way you're gonna root for him. And it's like we know like, hey, like Tyson, went to Rhode Island, man, that's my guy. And it's like seeing him on the court, whether he like is subbing me in and I'm subbing him in, like whatever it is, like that makes me happy. Like he knows he wants the best out of me. He always tells me like, well, Wes, go and do this. And it's like having the best interests at heart for each other. Same with Alan, same thing. When I come off the court and I'm in the bench for a second, like he tells me this and this, like and it's like we just look out for each other. Like being in the paint, we know as bigs how it is. Like it's physical down there. And it's a thing of just we know that like if we have a strong core between ourselves, like we have to, we're the best bigs in the country. That's how we see ourselves. What I'm saying? Whether that's shown, on film or not, we know that any bigs coming into our court, it's going to be a long night for them. So, but yeah, we have each other's back all the time. That's how it is.
Yeah, and while Tyson Brown, who you mentioned, he's going to Rhode Island, he was probably the most dominant big for you guys this past season, nearly averaging a double-double. You guys still did your thing yourself. Al Nudamadu, Jamal Davis, he's heading off to Central Michigan. You guys all still had some great games and contributed however you could. You had a couple of good games, 19 points and 7 rebounds versus Florida Coastal Prep, and then 12 points, 11 rebounds versus Florida State College Jacksonville. I did a highlight reel on that. I love doing that, by the way.
Yes, sir. I loved it. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you still showed what you could do. And while you weren't always one of the main scorers, one of the things that the coaches loved about you more than anything was the fact that you rebounded better than pretty much every other big except for probably Tyson in the country. You dominated on the boards. Obviously, only averaged 5 rebounds a game, but it was the ferocity that you went at the ball every single time with. It was the hustle that you had. Talk to me real quick about what you've done with your game to be such a consistent rebounder to try to get that ball back for your team.
I feel like it comes from, I started basketball late. I started like 17 years old. That's when I really started playing organized basketball. So it was a thing of all I could do at that point. I couldn't dribble the ball yet. I couldn't shoot the ball yet. And it's a thing of like, I knew obviously I was a bit taller. I wasn't 6'8" yet then, but I was a bit taller. I was athletic. So I was like, what can I do on the court to be on the court? And to me, it was playing defense and getting rebounds, just being everywhere, and it's a thing of like, that was my point, like I might not score 20 points, 15 points every game, but it's a thing of, I know I can get you 8 rebounds, and even if I get you 7, I know I probably tipped another 5 to one of my teammates, and it's just helping the team out in that way, or just making it, just going for every ball so then that we have a chance to go and get it, And for me, that's like, I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping my team out like that. Like obviously we had great scorers on the team this year. We had Bradley Douglas, like Bam, say Tyson was scoring, we had Dez scoring, we had a lot of guys that were scorers. And for me, it was a thing of we already have people doing that kind of role. So like why add myself into it when I knew, for example, we needed a guy to be a hustle player. We needed a plug guy. We needed just somebody with motor and energy. And it's a thing for me of I take pride in what I do. Like I'm not gonna shy away from anything, and that's how kind of like I build that skill, just getting rebound, just to do it. Like who cares? What I'm saying? At the end of the day, rebounders get paid. The ball man gets paid. So yeah, that's kind of my like role, and that's kind of my view on things in terms of like playing on FSW. Just get the rebound. Just hustle, play defense. I know maybe he is lacking in playing defense a little bit. Like okay, I'm gonna be in a gap extra for him. Help my team out in that way. Championship defense win championship. That's what they say. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, and you helped out a great team. We've mentioned a lot of them already. Out of the 6 guys that have already signed to go Division I, obviously you're heading off to Delaware State. Jadrian Tracy to Oregon, Tyson Brown, Rhode Island. You mentioned in Bradley Douglas, he's going to Arkansas Little Rock. He was an All-American the year before coming to FSW, and he was one of the leading scorers this year for you guys. Al Nudamadu, he's going to Morgan State. Jamal Davis to Central Michigan. So many talented guys going to talented programs where not only are they going to be able to be a part of it, all of you guys are going to be able to contribute, because that's just what FSW players do, as you well know. Every single player that goes on to the Division I level from FSW manages to contribute in one way or another, just like Kai did at Ball State. When he got on the floor, he did his thing and he was able to score for them. Talk to me real quick about what it is about this FSW program where they're able to just get this talent to the Division I level successfully year after year.
Like it's amazing to see that, to be in such a program where like every year is a thing of you have guys just going Division I, and and knowing that at the Division I level they're succeeding. So it's like obviously kind of upsetting this season didn't go as we wanted it to go. We wanted to obviously go and win everything, go and win Hutch, and I feel like we was talented enough. But it's like knowing deep down that we are talented enough, to put all these guys going Division I, and then it's like to succeed. Coach Murphy always says it like guys leave here and go to their next programs, and all the coaches always come back with positive feedback to Coach Murphy. And it's that just gives me a confidence going to my next school, knowing that I'm prepared. I'm prepared to what's to come, and I'm just ready to go and show out now. As you always say, it's the FSW way. So it's a thing of like just showing out the world like what we're made of. That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, and now you are making your way to the Division I level, playing for Delaware State next year. You just committed and signed. Like I said before, I'll say it 1,000 times probably. I'm beyond proud of you. You're going to be joining a team. They did unfortunately struggle last season. They were 6-24 overall during this past season, 4-10 in conference. But now they're adding you in there to be a great rebounding presence, help score in the post, do whatever it is that you do best in order to help the team. What was it about Delaware State that really stuck out to you more than any other team that was recruiting you to where you wanted to become a Hornet?
Um, I feel like with Dallas, they kept it real for me. From the beginning, they never lied to me. They didn't tell me, "Oh, you're coming to do this," and then like, just what some coaches do say, just to get kids on board. It was a thing of like they constantly called me, and it was a thing of every day. All the assistants called me every day. Head coach called me every day. So it was a thing of I was just getting calls the whole time. And it showed me though, like, even though sometimes it's overwhelming, I'm like, oh, again. But it's a thing of it shows they really want me there. They want me part of their program, and it shows they care. So that's how kind of like I was like leaning towards Delaware State. I didn't want to go to a program where I'm somebody's insurance, where I'm somebody's backup. I don't want to like Delaware State told me they're gonna come here. I'm gonna come here. And even after my visit, like we talked about everything, and it was a thing of like they can see me doing great things there. They think that I can come in and be the best person I could be. Come in and have an immediate impact. And just change the team around. And obviously, they didn't have the best years. The past previous years haven't been the best. But we've got some new guys on the team. Some returners, some guys were hurt. Obviously, they're coming off injuries now. They're healing up and everything. And there's a thing of like I feel like my energy and my maturity, and like the way I just work can be infectious to other people in the team, and that's me leading in that way, like whether that's non-verbal, whether that is more talking now and being more of like a captain on the team, where it's like I have more of a say in a sense. But like that's kind of stuck out to me, like even all the coaching staff, it's like a family, it's a bond, like they all like each other, they're all good people, good fathers, husbands. And yeah, man, like that's a big thing for me. Like I don't want to go to a program where I can feel like inconsistency between the team in terms of like who likes each other, coaching staff maybe doesn't seem as close, And I feel like I need to go to a program that's going to let me become the best version of myself, just in all and not limit my play. I feel like I got a lot to show, and I got a lot to offer. So go to a place where they want to develop me to become the best version of myself, And at the end of the day, everybody wants to become a pro. So that's the goal, man. Become a pro. So
Absolutely. And like you said, you're joining a great squad. Obviously, you guys coming off of injuries and quite a few returners. One of those returners you know very well because he was at FSW during your first semester there. You're already smiling. You know who I'm talking about. Cameron
yeah.
Stitt. He actually started off as a role player for them, but then ended up taking on more of a starting role towards the end of the season for them. Averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds. He was going through some injuries as well.
Yeah.
Did he play any part of your recruitment at all? And how excited are you to be able to be on the floor with him?
I say yeah. Just because like it's exciting to go to a new place, But especially it's not like I'm going around the corner from Fort Myers, like obviously I'm gonna be in Delaware now, like an hour from Philly. So it's a thing of like having somebody already there that like, I know has my best interests at heart and like, I'm very close with, allows me to feel more at peace, you know what I'm saying? And after somebody like that comfort of home, having somebody already there, like that makes it easier for me rather than going to some place new. Obviously you're always gonna find good people everywhere you go in life, but it's also sometimes difficult, like who should I be friends with, what I'm saying, or these people are good, these guys are not. Should I keep myself to myself a bit more? Like, having Cam there is just like, yo, my bro is there, like he can help me out, any little tips I need for anything, like he can tell me, he already knows how the year's been, I know he was hurt, but like he was there, and like he experienced everything. And that made my decision to Delaware State a bit more like more like at peace, just because like I know like that's my bro, and like we both gonna like help each other become better, play alongside of each other, so that's the goal. Simple as that.
And I know you're going to be doing your thing, dominating down low, playing hard on defense, and scoring whenever you get the chance. Hopefully, having some of those highlight dunks that I got to do some of this past year in my highlights. I cannot wait to see what you do with them. What are you looking to do during this off season and kind of getting ready for next season to really help your team out a lot?
I feel like obviously to help my team out, like I know I'm gonna come in with defense, I'm a rebound, I'm a hustle. That's just me. Those are the things I've always been showing, whether my D2, at JUCO, like that's just me. That's what I do, but how I'm trying to help my team out moving forward now is a thing of my offensive game, being able to show it now. Obviously I'm going to be put in certain places, I talked to the coaches already, and like going to be put in certain places on the court where it's like I've been working out, playing on those positions, but I haven't been on the court playing those positions, so it's now putting everything together and just building my, how do you say it? Like just building it's like my career, I got CV now, VC now, and it's like I'm just adding it to my player, whether that's getting my mid-post game up now, getting my 3-point shot up now, you know what I'm saying? And whether that's like ball handling, all of that kind of stuff, and just becoming a complete player, that's my goal. Moving forward, and I feel that's how I can help a team out. I'm 6'8", I'm athletic, I can guard 1 through 5. So defensively, I have no problem now. It's not becoming on offense and then abusing a mismatch. Smaller guy with me in the post, bigger guy with me, take him out to the 3-point line. I can go by him. He sags up too much, I'm gonna shoot it, and it's like creating for my other teammates, like I'm a person who likes to like score as well as play defense as well as pass and create somebody else's shot, But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to help with Delaware State, just become a complete player over there and just help them out in all the categories, not just one.
Absolutely, man. I cannot wait to see what you do in that Delaware State uniform next year, playing alongside Cam and being able to live your dream at a Division I level. I am so proud of you, man. And thank you so much for doing this interview with me, man. It really does mean a lot.
Thank you for having me, man. God bless. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. You have a great one, man. Good luck next season.
All right. Thank you, man. Have a good day, Jay.